What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another J-List POV review. My name is Jonathan, and in today's video we finally have for you guys the Ford F450 Super Duty Lariat. This truck comes from factory with 450 horsepower to the crank and 1,050 pound-feet of torque to the crank. However, this one has been modified a little bit, so this one is making to the crank, these are crank numbers for this truck, is making around 570 horsepower to the crank and around 1,090 to the 1,100 pound-feet of torque to the crank. This truck comes with a 6.7 liter Power Stroke V8. If you guys are not familiar with that powertrain, it is a 6.7 liter V8 diesel turbocharged, and I just gave you guys the numbers. This is a hell of a truck, a beast of a truck. It is owned by a family member of mine. So today I'm going to take you guys around it, review it, show you guys around this whole ginormous truck, because there's a lot of special things done to this, as you guys can see, probably already tell by the tire, the wheel and tire setup. So with all that said, let's get straight into this. So starting under the engine compartment, as you guys can see, you have the massive, absolutely ginormous 6.7 liter V8 Power Stroke. As you guys can see, the turbo all the way down there. Like I said, from factory, this one brings 450 horsepower to the crank and 1,050 pound-feet to the crank. This one's been modified a little bit, so you got the cold air intake done to this one. A few other stuff is pushing a little more PSI out of the turbo. But as you guys can see, absolutely massive of a powertrain. It is ginormous, as you would expect considering how big the truck is. This truck, I don't know the weight of this truck stock from factory. However, once again, this truck is not stock, as you guys can see. So this specific truck's weight is 10,500 pounds on the dot. 10,500 pounds on the dot. The towing capacity for this truck, it is 32,000 pounds for this specific model. I'll have the general towing capacity for this platform in the comments, in the description down below. But yeah, as you guys can see, absolutely massive of a powertrain. This truck is so big that you have two batteries. You have one battery on this side, you have your second battery on this side. It is absolutely ginormous. The radiator is like 20 times, well, that's exaggerated, but the radiator is like 5-6 times bigger than the one in my TC. So this is absolutely crazy. And it has two radiators. This truck is packing two radiators. It's packing this one, it's packing another one on the side. I don't know if that's how it comes stock, but I know this one has it. This one has two radiators. So that's it. That's pretty much it for under the engine. Not much to say besides that it is ridiculously big, ridiculously torquey and powerful, as you would expect, you know, from a vehicle that is used for towing, but just absolutely ridiculous. And that's going to be the theme for this whole truck, so stick around, because this truck is actually mind-blowing when we get to the rest of the truck. Coming around to the back, as you guys can tell, the fenders on this truck is ridiculously wide, but I know you guys can see that the tire comes off the fender an immense amount. It's actually crazy. It comes off like 5 inches on each side from the fender, which I will get to that in a second. But coming right back here to the back, we have your truck bed. Sorry for the echo in here. The owner, my family, my stepdad owns this truck. He has this tonneau cover, this bed cover on it, on the bed. As you guys can see, not much in here, you know, it's pretty empty. I will give you guys a dimension for this truck. It's 6.5-7 feet long and around, I want to say 4.5-5 feet wide. You have actually a lot of space back here. And one thing about this truck, which is crazy, the wheel wells are not that big, so you can actually store a lot of stuff in here, which is crazy. However, this truck is not used for towing purposes, but this one is used for, you know, work purposes. Normally a bunch of stuff back here, as you guys can probably tell, is all dirty and stuff, but you know, nothing particularly interesting or, you know, cool back here, just besides that it is massive. You do get your plugs back here, you know, for your trailers and stuff. So it's not much, just absolutely massive. Once again, that's going to be the whole topic and the whole point of this truck. Absolutely massive, ridiculous for no reason. So yeah, that was it for the back of this truck. So coming around the sides, the fenders, wheel and tire setup, this is not stock clearly, so I'll walk you guys around the whole wheel and tire setup. These wheels are 22.5 by 12. All of them, every single wheel on this truck is 22.5 by 12. American Force 22.5 by 12 with 305 section tires on them. Every single axle, every single tire, every single wheel, every single tire on this truck is 305. It's 305 millimeters wide. It's absolutely crazy. You have 1220 millimeters of tire in the back, which I will show you guys now. Coming back here and getting low, as I was saying, you have 1220 millimeters of tire back here. I don't know how well the camera is picking it up, but it's absolutely massive. Once again, I am 6'1", around 230 pounds. My hands are massive, and I will show you guys how big these tires are. Keep in mind, some of the big power number cars come with these tires from factory. Look at this. It's absolutely massive of a tire, and every single one of the axles is absolutely huge. And the wheel setup, I'm not particularly a fan. I'm not the biggest fan. I don't necessarily hate it, but I'm not the biggest fan of the color of the red and black. A lot of people say they love it. I haven't had nobody say they hate it yet, so let's see how I'm gonna see how you guys feel in the comment section down below. I don't love it or I don't hate it. Sometimes it hits for me depending on the angle. Like for right now, if I were to look at it from this angle, I think it looks pretty good from this angle. But I don't necessarily love it. I don't necessarily hate it. I'm just like, I wouldn't have gone with red, but you know, not my truck, not my money. So, but yeah, absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculously big when it comes to the wheel and tire setup. So coming into the inside now, we're gonna get it started for you guys real quick. Just gotta find the keyhole. Nothing particularly cool in here. However, one thing that does blow my mind is, if you guys take into consideration, this engine has 6.7 liters of displacement. It has 8 cylinders. It is absolutely massive of an engine. And this truck is averaging around 14.4 miles per gallon in city and highway combined. 14.4 miles an hour. I have a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder Scion TC. My car does around between 19 and 21 miles per gallon combined city and highway. It is absolutely mind-blowing that this humongous 10,500 pound truck with this giant powertrain is putting up these numbers of fuel. Moving on, we have your differential lockers. You have your 2 high, 4 high, 4 low. You get your infotainment, but this thing sucks. I don't know if you guys can see. It's very slow. This truck is from 2013, so you would expect this to be slow. I mean, even modern day Ford, like from 2018, 2019, 2020, the infotainment system still sucks. So, you know, but it's cool. You got a lot of nice things in here. You get heated seats, you get cooled seats, you get cooled and heated seats, and you get a heated steering wheel. So it's actually not terrible when it comes to the features. You do have quite a few amount of features in here. You get a sunroof in this truck. You know, you got a lot of nice features in this truck, but nothing that, like, the quality is terrible. I guess I should say the quality, as you guys can see, you know, it's Ford, it's an American garbage, so you're gonna get a lot of, you know, those cracks and stuff, you guys can hear. But other than that, it has a lot of features. Quality, interior quality sucks. I mean, literally terrible. But you do get a lot of nice features in here, which is good. It's nice to have. So that's a super thumbs up for this, especially since, you know, this truck is used for a lot of city, a lot of highway driving and stuff, you know, towing. So it's great to have some of those features. So moving on to the back, we have all leather seats in this truck. This is another option that was done to this truck. This is a Lariat, not a platinum. So, but as you guys can see on the seat, it says platinum. So this truck was completely redone. All the seats were completely redone in the platinum leather from a platinum F450. So, you know, F350, I'm sorry, platinum F350. All of these are done from a platinum F350. So that's another thing that was done to this truck that didn't come with. Back here, you get another 12-volt outlet, you know, cigarette style outlet. You get your household style outlet, 150 watts, and you do get two vents back here, two air conditioning vents. You get your cup holders, a little cubby down here to store stuff. You do have some storage on behind the seats, but other than that, not much back here. However, on the room department, you get a lot of room. Look, this seat is as far as back as it goes. I still have around 2 inches of clearance on my knees, and I'm a big human being, so you know my head still has like around 4 or 5 inches more of clearance. So you do get a lot of room back here. You can fit a lot of people back here. And the middle seat, the bench seat, you can sit somebody in the middle. You can fit 3 really big people back here. As you guys can see, I have a lot of room left to the left of me, so you can sit a lot of people back here. You can go on a road trip. You can do, I wouldn't recommend it, but you can go on a road trip. It's pretty roomy, pretty comfortable back here. The seats are actually really comfortable back here. Now that we got done with the main features of this truck, let's get straight into the driving portion of it. First one I want to cover and get it straight out the gate is ride quality. I mean, it's absolutely harsh. This truck has a lot of suspension stuff done to it, you know, so it can hold a little more pound, a little extra more weight from factory and stuff. So it's extremely bumpy. That is the one really big drawback around this truck when it comes to the driving experience. That, and besides the fact that it is absolutely massive. It is just ridiculously massive, and you can't park it or fit it anywhere. So unless you're gonna be highway driving this, I don't recommend driving this around the city. Like, I'm inside the lanes. I don't know if you guys can see in my convex down there, I'm inside the lanes, but barely. So it's really not ideal for in-city driving. But the ride quality in this truck sucks, man. It is extremely bumpy. I mean, I'm only going 30 miles an hour, and I don't know, the camera's probably not picking it up because I have my hyper smooth on and everything's gonna look really stable, but it is bouncing. I mean, I'm going 15 now and it is still bouncing like crazy. So it's really uncomfortable. Once you get used to it, it's not bad. For example, like me, I've driven it a million times, so it doesn't really affect me as much. But when I look to the side, all I look at, I see a passenger just bouncing, their head just bobbing like this up and down. So it's not really ideal, but it's, once you get used to it, it's pretty comfortable. You barely get any road noise in here. You don't get a lot of wind noise. I mean, a little bit. I don't know if the camera is picking up a lot of it, but you don't really get a lot of wind noise in here. And you know, it's not a luxury car, but you know, it's not like the QX80 that I did, that you really don't get anything in here in the cabin. But it's really nice. Like, when it comes to the noise from the outside, it's really good at limiting the noise that you hear. And obviously, you know, you're so far off the ground, you're so high up, you know, you wouldn't expect to hear a whole lot of stuff here, but like a whole lot of noise in here. But may I remind you, this truck has 305s. It has 6 tires, 305s on every single tire. So you would think you would hear something, but you really don't. You don't hear a whole lot of noise in here, which is great. I mean, like I said, besides the fact that the ride is so freaking harsh, you can actually take this on a trip. Like, I'm going 45 miles an hour right now, and I don't hear nothing. Speed limit is 50, I'm doing 45, you don't hear nothing. You can go 80 miles an hour in the highway here in Texas highways, you don't hear nothing. So, you know, that's a huge thing that I actually like about this, because I've driven this on the highway for a long periods of time, and it's pretty fun. I mean, pretty cool to just go, and fun. It is fun in this sense. So the speed limit here is 50, I'm going 20, I'm gonna do a pull, and 40, 45, 50. It's fun in the sense of it weighs 10,500 pounds, and it absolutely rips. 0 to 60 on this truck, this specific truck, is something crazy like 6 seconds, 5.5 seconds. Think about that, guys. Like around 5.5, 6 seconds. I've tested it a bunch of times and it comes out to like 5.8, 5.7. I've gotten at 5.5 before. I got a lot of like 6.1, 6.2s on this specific truck. It weighs 10,500 pounds. There's this saying, and it sounds corny, and I hate this. I know I hate it, because I'm normally more attracted to like lighter sports car, you know, lightweight sports cars. You know, that's why Porsches and like I like the BRZ and the TC so much, because they're like lightweight. But there really is no replacement for displacement. I mean, you just can't beat the 6.7 in this thing. It absolutely pulls. So I got in this little back road right now real quick, just to be able to gun it a little bit. Let's go down to 20 miles an hour and just watch the speedo climb. It takes a while for the boost to kick in. Jesus, it takes a while for the boost to kick in. It's harsh, man. This is really harsh, especially since this road sucks. But like I was saying, it takes a while for the boost to kick in, but once it does, like once you feel it, like you step on it, like the first second or so, you have nothing. Especially when you're going from zero, like you can't just push it, right? When you're taking off, you have to build the boost a little bit. So you have to like get on the brake, build the boost a little bit. And I'm gonna let this car go first, because we're too big. I'm too big and I don't fit there. So you have to let the boost build a little bit. But once you let that boost build, man, oh my god, it really throws you back in the seat. It's crazy. It's really crazy when you think about the weight of this car. We gotta do it again. And the sound, I don't know if you guys are hearing this, but the sound is just crazy. Once again, this 60 like this, it's crazy. It's genuinely mind-blowing how fun it is to push it around, given the size. It's not the fact that it's fast, because obviously I've driven things a million times faster than this. The fastest thing that I've driven, the 0 to 60 in like 3.2 seconds, it was a 0.1 on a prep surface. But this is absolutely insane, man. This is absolutely insane when you consider it weighs 10,500 pounds. 10,500 pounds on the dot, this specific truck. And it is just absolutely insane. And that's another thing about it. When you're in it, everybody stares at you. Look, you have this guy in the AMG and he looked over. You get people in really expensive cars. I've gone close to downtown here in Houston before in it, and people in supercars. I saw a guy in the Acura NSX one time give me a thumbs up. People really, it draws a lot of attention. You don't see this around a lot, right? You see a lot of dualies around, but you don't see something like this, you know, with this level, you know, this level of build and stuff. You don't see it. The custom exhaust, it sounds really nice. I'll have some exhaust clips for you guys at the end, but you really don't get this whole lot, you know, this whole package. So I haven't seen another one like this in Houston, literally, and I travel a lot in this city, so that lets you know how cool this truck is. That's why everybody's always looking at it. Another thing that I really love about this powertrain in specific is that when you're not being dumb, right, and you're not doing what I just did, which is really it wasn't intended for that, and you're not like really pushing it hard, it delivers the power so smoothly. I don't know if my voice is breaking up a little because of all the freaking bumps, but it delivers the power so smoothly. That's a nice BRZ. It delivers the power so smoothly, and it's really hard to fault it for that, right? Like the power, at least this one, I don't know, I haven't driven any other F450 dual, right? I can only speak for this one, but this one delivers the power so smoothly. Like actually, you just get on it and there's no jerking back and forth. If you're not pushing it, if you push it, you definitely feel a jerk, because you step on it, you got nothing, and then the turbo kicks in and then your head does this to the back, and then you're like, whoa, hold up, buddy. So, you know, but when you're just driving it around normal like this, you know, 45 miles an hour, whatever the speed limit is, and you're not being dumb, it's actually so smooth to drive. Like you just sit here and you just go. If it wasn't for the sides and all the bumps, right, all the bumps, you feel like the smallest things on the road, you're gonna feel it on this thing. It's crazy. But if it wasn't for all the bumps and all the, and you know, the sound that the exhaust makes, you can actually daily drive this. If it was just a bit smaller, that's a nice 350. That's crazy. A lot of nice cars. Anyways, if it was just a little bit smaller and a little less bumpy, you could daily drive this. Literally, daily drive this. As crazy as it sounds, you can daily drive this. And even so, now, if you can get used to the size, right? For example, I am a CMV driver, right? So I drive a commercial vehicle. That's my line of work, and I normally drive something that's a lot bigger than this, right? But if you, so for me, coming to this type of size, this actually doesn't seem big to me based on my line of work. But if you guys can get used to the size and get used to like the bounciness, which once again I have, so it doesn't really bother me anymore, you can drive this. However, it sucks. I'm not trying to like compliment it. It sucks. Ride quality sucks. It's super bumpy, but you can daily drive this. Actually, if you know your area, you know you can go places where you fit. You see, like there's another Duo, but nowhere near close. So you know, there's another F450 right here. Is that an F350? We'll see. It's an F350, you see, but they just don't look like this one, man. It has a lot of stuff done to it. The tail lights are custom made, you know, a lot of stuff done to this truck. So it's a great truck. Really nothing else to say besides it's a great truck. It has its flaws, you know, like everything, but I absolutely love this, and getting to drive this has been great. You know, having the opportunity to drive it as often as I have, it's really great. I love this. I wish I could afford it. I can't, not yet at least. But even if I could, honestly, I don't think I'll own this just because it's not my type of vehicle. But it's great. It's honestly great. I was trying to get over, but this guy didn't let me. That's another thing that I was gonna say, that I was gonna touch on earlier, that I didn't, but I'm gonna get a chance to do it now. People are so terrified of you on the road that they will literally stop. Like they'll see you turn on your turn signals. The guy in the Camry didn't because he was literally right next to me. So, but they're so terrified you're gonna hit them that you just turn on your turn signal, and everybody, they'll either speed up so you can get in, or they'll slow down. Most of the time they just slow down and let you in because they do not want to mess with you. That's another perk of having the truck so big. So yeah, man, that has been all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for checking it out and watching it. Hope you guys really did enjoy this video. If you guys did and you do want to see some more content on this, I do a lot of stuff on this, not mods and stuff. I'm pretty sure all the mods that were going to be done to this were already done. I'm talking more of like maintenance and stuff, but if you guys want to see me work on it, I'll more than gladly bring you guys content like oil changes and stuff like that on it. Maybe you guys own one of these big diesel trucks, you want to see some content on it, feel free to let me know in the comment section. If you guys just want to see me driving, if you guys just want to see some outside footage of it rolling, let me know, and I'll bring my tripod and I'll just set it down and I'll get some rollers and stuff for you guys. But with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching it. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you guys so much for checking the channel out lately. You guys have been absolutely killing it, and that has been pretty much everything for today's video. Thank you guys so much for checking out the channel, for checking out the video, for letting me know in the comment section, man. You guys rock. Whether it's something good, something bad, you guys rock. You guys are always hitting me up in the comment section, and I've replied to every single one of you guys. I try to reply to you guys as fast as I can. If I'm busy, you know, I always do it at night. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. My name is Jonathan, and you just watched a JLS POV review. Thank you guys so much.